Warren Fiscal Court, Friday, May 20th, 2022. It's now called to order. I want to welcome everyone who's here today, and certainly want to welcome Esquire Ron Cummings, who will lead us in prayer and immediately afterward lead us in the pledge. Thank you very much.
Pray with me, please. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord Jesus, we thank you for today. Lord, it's a beautiful day in Kentucky, and Lord, we're so blessed to be able to live in Warren County, Kentucky. Lord, I want us to say special blessings to everybody here that's represented. Lord, our two magistrates are missing this morning. Lord, we speak with them and their situation. Lord, just as we go forward to conduct and talk about the business of the county, and Lord, the people that are affected by our decisions in the county, Lord, may we always be just in tune to doing the right thing for them all the time. Lord, just pray blessings on this meeting, and Lord, we give you all the honor and glory in everything that we do. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Please call the roll.
Esquire Payne, Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Here.
Esquire Gorman.
Here.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Here. All righty. We need to approve the minutes of the fiscal court meeting of May 6, 2022.
Motion.
Motion by Squire Cummings, second by Squire Young. No additions or corrections, please call the roll.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And we have a couple of items that we need to, well, actually, we have three items I'd like to do before we start into the rest of the agenda. If there are no objections, I'm going to move down to what's now item 8 on the, if I can find it here.
On the first page.
You've got it, good. Okay. Item number 8 on the agenda is to approve Resolution 2218, the naming of the Soapbox Derby track at Fillmore Park to honor James M. Mac Yowell. All of you know Mac, and you know a lot about him, but probably a lot less than you should. Mac has been a good friend of mine for nearly 30 years and has been so supportive of Warren County in every way. Matter of fact, I was talking to Speaker Richards yesterday, and he confessed that about 9/10 of what he and I all got to claim as our achievements came from Mac Yowell. But I just wanted to read the resolution for your approval in court, knowing that the Soapbox Derby track wouldn't be there had it not been for Mac Yowell. I don't want anyone to think that that was the limit of his commitment to the community, his achievements in his career, and it's certainly not. It's certainly just a small token of our very deep appreciation for all he's done for Bowling Green, Warren County over the last 35 years. And the resolution just reads, whereas James M. Mac Yowell was the only child of James McFarland Yao and Lida McElwain Yao. And he was born in Hattiesburg, Mississippi on August 7th of 1937. And whereas Mac's father was an Ole Miss grad and project engineer with the Mississippi Highway Department, and whereas after his father's death in 1941, his mother remarried George Saunders, and the family moved to Bowling Green in January of 1949 when Mac was in the 7th grade. Now, some of this, like this next line, kind of makes you think that I'm actually talking about me. It says, whereas Mac Yao graduated from Bowling Green High School as valedictorian of his class in May of 1954, I did not graduate. I know a lot of you thought that I graduated as valedictorian, but I did not. Not by a long shot. Whereas in September of 1954, Yao enrolled in the UK College of Engineering with a goal of becoming electrical engineer. And 3 semesters later, he decided to make a change. He followed his father's path. Yao pursued civil engineering, gained membership in the Tau Beta Pi Honor Society, and earned his Bachelor of Science degree in civil engineering in May of 1959. And whereas 1 week after graduation, Mac was on the job with the Kentucky Department of Highways, beginning his career as an assistant resident engineer. Mac worked on projects including both I-75 and I-65 until joining the private sector nearly 27 years. And whereas in 1984, the Kentucky Society of Professional Engineers named him the Outstanding Professional Engineer in Construction. And whereas Governor Brereton Jones appointed Mac Yao State Highway Engineer in 1992, a couple of years before I was first elected. And that was a lucky thing for me. Absolutely. Yao continued to serve in this position under Governors Paul Patton and under Governor Ernie Fletcher until his retirement from state government in December of 2004. Let me just say, among the many other things that he did before 2004, Mac wrote a very important letter guaranteeing the construction of the connector road from I-65 to the Trans Park. And that helped us get our first clients out there. Mac did that with his fingers crossed, and certainly he and I, for many years after that, wondered if we were going to live long enough to see it come to fruition, and it finally did after about 15 lawsuits and a bunch of people resisting the change. And it's been an extraordinary improvement out there. Mac was responsible for planning, design, construction, and maintenance of 27,000 miles of roadways under the jurisdiction of Kentucky Department of Highways, and supervised a workforce of over 5,000 people. And whereas Mac made sure that Warren County roadways were well planned, well maintained, including numerous roads, interchanges built, widening Scottsville Road, and, just an important point, saved a portion of the 231 South widening, saved a portion of the old road to create the nation's finest soapbox derby track. Amen. It was within a day or two of being torn out, and Mike Murphy made a call and said, what do you think about this? He says, well, we'll stop construction on it. We'll stop the, no one else in the world would have done that, would they, Joe? It was anyway, he was taking care of us, and he could see that the incline there was just perfect for what we're doing. The Kiwanis Club will be forever grateful. He also helped in the design of the interchange on Cemetery Road. Again, something that was fought by people who didn't want to see the change, but everyone will agree that it was a major improvement to the daily commute for everyone in Warren County. And it's probably the most, other than Scottsville Road, it's the most used interchange, and I consider it the front door of our community. Whereas in 1999, Yal was appointed to the Board of Licensure of Professional Engineers and Land Surveyors and was reappointed for a second 4-year term in 2003. And whereas Mac is a member of the National Academy of Science Committee studying the effects of road density on the nation's ecosystem, he's a licensed engineer in Kentucky, Tennessee, Georgia, South Carolina, and Florida, and remains a member of the Kentucky and National Association of Professional Engineers and the American Society of Civil Engineers. And whereas Yal has been married, lucky for him, since 1959 to the former Carol Hall of Bowling Green. And they had 2 children, Lisa Hutchison and James M. Yal III, and 3 grandchildren. Since retiring, Mac worked as Southeast Director for American Engineers and helped to form the Warren County Public Works Department, which he managed here in Warren County for a number of years. And that's what most people actually recognize about Mac Yal today. But he has a lot deeper history than that and has made a much deeper impact on this community. Whereas during his tenure at Warren County Public Works, he planned and oversaw many county projects, and throughout his career as Kentucky State Highway Department engineer, Mac was always helping to find solutions for his home county of Warren, Kentucky. He was often met with, "You can't do that," and he always figured out a way that you could do that when it needed to be done. Whereas many state-funded projects in Bowling Green, Warren County, too many to list, would not have happened without Mac Yal's help, advice, and behind-the-scenes influences, including the track of the Kiwanis Club Soapbox Derby at Fillmore Park. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Fiscal Court of the County of Warren, the Commonwealth of Kentucky, that the Warren Fiscal Court wishes to express a small token of appreciation and hereby names the Soapbox Derby track at Fillmore Park to be forever known as the J. Mac Yal Soapbox Derby track from this day forward. Thank you. And now, before I ask Mac if he'd like to say anything, I'd like to get a motion to this resolution.
I'd be honored to get that motion, Judge.
I got 6 motions here. We'll go ahead and keep it. We'll only have 5 people here, but we're going to have a motion by Squire Cummings and a second by Squire Lawrence. I apologize, Tom, but I heard you second.
I ain't mad at you.
Any comments or discussion?
Only thing I'll say, as a 33-year member of the Kiwanis Club, we are forever indebted to Mac for giving us and working out that track, and I can tell you it is a game changer for us. And from a member of the Kiwanis Club, I want to say thank you personally for what he did and to create this track. And it's well deserved, well overdue. But glad we're here today. And ironically, our race starts again tonight, our 27th year of having the Soapbox Derby. And since 2000, was it 2 or 4 that we were out there? 2, I think. 2. That having that at his track. So we're honored and thank you, and wanted to share my personal thanks for what you did.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye. Are you roll call?
All right, fellas, call the roll. Please call the roll.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter. Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
I just had a call in from Esquire Payne. He couldn't be here today, and he'd like to record his vote as well, and of course mine. And if you don't mind, if either we'll come to you or you could come up here. We'd like to get our picture made with you, Mac, and you and Carol. And, one thing I wanted to say in my defense, after taking so much from Mac over the years, I wanted you to know that the street that they live on got the very first clearing when it snowed. Every time. So we were thinking about him every time, we were taking care of his family while he was in Frankfurt. Anyway, let's, if y'all don't mind, Mike, I'd like for you to come up in the picture as well. And Speaker Richards, you, and of course, Josh, I think, looks at Mac as his mentor, and I know he'd like to come up, and anyone else who, yes, of course, Phil. And
Judge Manager, do you want to use your phone?
keep mine. That's a terrible phone, but it works.
Good morning. Good, how are you?
Good morning. How are you doing, Mr. Speaker?
Something I'd like, microphone on?
Yes.
Okay. Something I'd like to say is that, this came up, over a month or so ago, and it all came up, we talked about what it takes to get anything done anymore. And is it that necessary to get things, take that long to do things? And it reverted back to that day that, in 10 minutes' time, Mac checked with the Secretary of Transportation, came back to the phone and said, go stop them from taking that road out. I said, yeah, we can do that. And so, is it great? It's great to have people in government that can get things done that quick. And I know, me and my guys get a lot of praise every year at the Soapbox Derby for the construction there, but it's kind of like the scientist that told God that it didn't need him anymore. So we can do anything you can do. And so God said, okay, well let's I'll challenge you. He said, make a man from a handful of clay. And the scientist said, okay. And he bent down and got him a big handful of clay, and God said, that's mine. Get your own. And so if we hadn't had that handful of clay to go out there and have something to work with, this would have never happened. So every time that me and my guys are thankful for this, I feel belittled because it all started right here, and as Judge Buchanan said, that's a drip of water in the Mississippi compared to what he's done over all the years for Kentucky, and especially his hometown, Bowling Green, North County. So just can't thank him enough.
Y'all ready?
Yeah.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. All right.
Well, you could tell Judd don't run for election because he stood behind everybody. But seriously, I got a call yesterday afternoon. Be your day. I thought, what the hell have I done wrong? And in days when Judge Griffin held court, I was called here more than once. Wasn't fun then. This fun. I appreciate everybody here. Thank you very much.
Just at age 85, he still works every day, helping people develop subdivisions, or maybe still cutting through a little red ink in Frankfurt, but still going.
Thank you. Okay. Mr. Plunk, I apologize for putting you off on this, but I figured you'd want to stay for this anyway. So I appreciate you all being here. Joe Plunk and Stuart Payton are here to present the rural secondary road program. And we're delighted to have y'all here.
Might want to pull it.
Thank you, Judge. First of all, I want to thank the courts for having us today. We always appreciate you making time for us.
Happy to have you.
Yes, sir. My name is Stuart Payton. I'm the engineering supervisor in the Bowling Green section for the Department of Highways. And I'm here today to present, as you said, the Rural Secondary Road Program for Warren County for the fiscal year of 22-23. Hopefully everybody gets a handout. With me today is, as you said, Joe Plunk. He's our Chief District Engineer. With him is Tim Sharp. He's our branch manager of our Project Development and Preservation branch. And then Wes Watt, he's our Public Information Officer. All right, if you don't mind, just please follow with me on the handout. If anybody has any questions, just please stop me. I can review anything that anybody has a question about. So this year's Rural Secondary Road Program for the 22-23 fiscal year has an allotment of $1,914,774. There was a carryover balance from last year's fiscal year program of $306,041. So the total funds available for this year's rural program is $2,220,815. The county's flex funds, which that's 15% of that initial distribution, will be $287,216 this year. And there was no carryover balance for the county last year, so that will be your allotment for this year. Okay. And then just below, from that initial allotment, I've itemized the projects and the cost for this upcoming year. Item number one is the routine maintenance and traffic budget for our 155 miles here in Warren County of rural secondary roads. That's estimated at a cost of $4,022 per mile. So that's a total of $689,300. Item number two is our county judge expenses. That's $3,875. And then item number four, the first major project, is to resurface 2.919 miles of Kentucky 1297
That's the Hydro Road. So this is beginning at Kentucky 101 and extending all the way to the Marion County line. This project is going to have drainage improvements, base failure repairs of the road itself, and then it'll be resurfaced. It'll receive a permanent rock shoulder and permanent pavement markings. Item number 4 has a total of $576,640. And then item number 5, this is Kentucky 1083, so this will be the Browning Road leg of 1083, so from US 68 up to Browning Fire Department, where it turns into Galloway's Mill. So this is 3.976 miles that'll also receive grade drain improvements and resurfacing. So there will be shoulder repairs, grade and drain, ditching improvements, and along this entire section. And then prior to resurfacing, it'll receive base failure repairs and other roadway base repairs. Project then will receive rock shoulders and permanent pavement markings. So this will use the remaining of the allotment of this year for $663,784, and that will use all the remaining balance of this year's fiscal program. If there's any questions about those,
Remember District 6 next time. Next year, maybe District 6 will get some.
He's had his share.
I understand.
All right. Anyone have any questions? Other than you'd like more in your
Well,
district?
and just, we'll say for the record that we're very grateful for what you all do in our county. You know, for those that don't know, anything that has a highway number on it is a state road. And we all do a great job maintaining those for us, and we want to say thank you. Personally, I want to say thanks for that.
Thank you.
We do appreciate it. Do I have a motion to accept this? Motion by Squire Gorman and second by Squire Lawrence. And we do appreciate it. Please call the roll.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. And again, I apologize for putting you off for a little while, but I assumed that y'all would want to be here to recognize Mac.
Absolutely. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Let's go.
Okay. And now, Mr. Comer and Lisa Rice with Warren County Parks and Recreation and Warren County Library Board are here on Parks Rec on the Run Thrive program. Hello. Ms.
Hello,
Rice. How are
and
you?
thank you. And, it's nice that you give Chris and I this credit for this presentation, but what I want to say is Chris and I have the same leadership style. So what we do, what we believe in is finding the most talented people and letting them thrive. And so we are going to turn over our presentation to our very talented staff.
All right.
Leah. Courtney,
Leah?
Ryan. Is that good?
That is a ditto, Judge. That
Yeah.
is correct. Yes,
That's
sir.
how well we work together.
That is very true.
I totally understand that.
And we do have an addition. At the last court meeting, we were very fortunate in working with Ms. Rice, with Courtney, with Leah. We were able to add Ryan Petit. Ryan is a familiar face. He is now our special projects coordinator with Warren County Parks and Rec. You'll remember Ryan or have seen Ryan at the inline hockey, the ice rink for the last 4 or 5 years as the manager there. He'll be assuming that role again this year, but he's also filling in some capacities that they'll be talking about here shortly. So.
Okay.
Hey everybody, for those who don't know me, yes, I'm Ryan Petit. The Thrive program we've got at Parks is so amazing. We've got a Rec on the Run, and then the collaborative effort is called Thrive. That's with the library and with City Parks using some of their spots as well. And we basically go around to all these places providing, just like our mission statement, leisure activities and recreation for those parts of the population that can't come to us. So we're doing this year a summer camp in evenings, Monday through Thursday, starting June 13th through the rest of July, 7 weeks of different themes for children to come out, and we'll have all kinds of special guests, bounce houses, fun stuff that we're putting together. Just tons of fun, crafts, activities, neat stuff, all free, all completely free for the citizens of Warren County, from rising third graders to rising ninth graders.
And you guys can see the schedule up there. Every week we have a different theme. And so as Ryan said, we've worked really hard on this, and we wouldn't be able to do it without the help of the library. And there are tons of partners that I don't even want to attempt to mention because I know I will leave them out. But we also, not only do we have summer camps, it's the first summer that we're doing this in a very long time. We also, all of these locations are groups that we in the past have visited. Some of them are new, some of them we've visited before. If there's a summer camp in Bowling Green, I'm sure they have talked to Courtney because Courtney has spent a lot of time putting the schedule together. And the way it's going to work is our staff, we're mostly going to be working the summer camps with the Parks Department. And then they have a staff of about 10 members. A lot of them are students that come from some of these areas that speak the language, are really great kids. I think we have three adult leaders who are teachers. And so the first year that we did this, just to mention this, we reached out to about 600 kids. And we basically just followed the school bus, the feeding bus. Then we took a year off for COVID. And last year, still in COVID mode, we were able to serve about 2,800 to 3,000 children. And it's just incredible. And this summer, we're hoping to do the same, maybe even more. But we couldn't do it without the library, so.
We're also really grateful that as this program continues to grow, that our invitations continue to grow. We see community partners starting to come to us more and more and more and say, oh, can you make sure we're included? And we're able to do more and more efficiently. For instance, we used to take a team and follow both food systems in the city and in the county. And this year, they were like, well, wait a minute, why don't you guys hop on the bus with us? And so we're able to run an independent team that's going to all the camps, but we're also able to take a staff member, put them on the bus with them, and they're hitting every single one of their stops as well. And so our goal every summer, as you know, is to stop the summer slide. And we think of that in particular as movement. That's the Parks and Rec component. Media, meaning books and entertainment and getting your mind to going. And then also, of course, mentors. That's probably one of the, just primary things we get to do is continue to provide mentorship of connection to students all summer long. And so we really thank you for helping us to feel encouraged as we go out and do that, and just that we get to do it here in Warren County.
Go ahead, Leah.
That's all.
Oh, you can talk as long as you want to. Anybody works as hard as you do, you can talk as long as you want to. I just want to tell you, on behalf of Fiscal Court and on behalf of the people of Warren County, I appreciate what you're doing, not only in this program, but in everything you all do. I'm always at least bragging about all the lives that you all impact at the Warren County Parks Department, and the commitment and the dedication you have to the young people throughout our community and to families. And I appreciate it so much. And the Warren County Library has become more entrenched in not only recreation, but education and entertainment, and has really broadened their mission to include more people. And actually, you're making a strong impact on shaping lives, and I can't tell you how much we appreciate it, Lisa. I know who's doing all the work, but I also know who sets the agendas too, and but I really do appreciate your all's commitment and your constant drive to make things better for the people in our community. It really makes a difference, and I thank you. Thank you. Let's see here. Thanks, Wes. Good to see y'all. Thanks so much. Okay, need to approve the work schedule for the Warren County Road Department.
So moved.
Motion by Squire Gorman, second by Squire, was that Squire McWhorter? Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes,
Esquire
ma'am.
Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 6 is to approve personnel changes for Warren County.
So moved.
Motion by Squire Young, second by Squire Cummings. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Young.
ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter. Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Item number 7 is to approve a resolution honoring Glenn Ray Johnson for his lifetime of community service and dedication to the people of Warren County.
So moved.
Motion by Squire Gorman, second by Squire Lawrence. Before we vote on this, I just want to tell you, Glenn Ray Johnson is one of these guys that's kind of selfless. He didn't really take a lot of the limelight for everything he did throughout his life. But I can remember before I was county judge, long before I was county judge, heck, long before I was graduated from high school, Glenn Ray Johnson was active in this community, in his church, certainly made a huge impact on our community with what he did, the formation of the Alvin Fire Department. And in recent years has continued to make a difference in fire departments, particularly in his role as the longest serving member of the Warren County Water District, and has been the chairman of the Warren County Water District. Unfortunately, Glenn Ray has, we won't get to reappoint him anymore because he passed away a few days ago. He was buried yesterday, and I've never seen such a packed funeral. He was well loved throughout his community, and I'm very honored to read this resolution on behalf of Warren Fiscal Court. Whereas Glenn Ray Johnson was instrumental in the creation of Alvaton Volunteer Fire Department as a founding member who signed the original Articles of Incorporation as a shareholder. And whereas Glenn Ray Johnson worked to acquire a 1953 Mack truck as a loaner fire truck, as the first fire truck for the Alvaton Volunteer Fire Department, and worked with Russell Sledge to build a lean-to onto one of Mr. Sledge's buildings to house the truck to be the first Alvaton fire station. It's come a long way since then. And I noticed Mason Hamilton is here with who just passed chairman of the Alvaton Fire Department. No, another old chairman, Ronnie Pearson, who pretty much grew up in Glenn Ray's home, and shared with me that he felt like that Barbara and Mona Lee were like second mothers to him as he grew up. He was good friends with their son Randy. Glenn Ray Johnson signed multiple banknotes on behalf of the Alvaton Fire Department, many times putting his own money as collateral. And whereas Glenn Ray Johnson was an invaluable member of the Alvaton Fire Department for over 40 years, serving in various capacities, and spent many years as the chairman of the board. And whereas Glenn Ray Johnson was inducted as a lifetime member of Alvaton Fire Department in 2019, I think that was while Mason Hamilton was the the chief there at the Alvaton Fire Department. And whereas Glenn Ray Johnson served in an exemplary manner as a member of the Warren County Water District Board of Commissioners from June 1st, 1990 until May 31st, 2022. I reappointed him 7 times after I took office, and he was there for 4 years before I took office. And whereas Glenn Ray Johnson has been an invaluable member of the Board of Commissioners and to the management and employees of the Warren County Water District, and whereas Glenn Ray Johnson served as secretary from June 1990 until August 2018, and chairman from September 2018 and until May of 22, and has been instrumental in establishing policies, procedures, and commitment in providing over 99% of the citizens of Warren County with quality water service. I think that's closer to 99.9. I might add to that, which is not in this resolution, that over the course of the first few years while I was in office, well, over the course of the last several years, Glenn Ray assisted the fiscal court in installing thousands of fire hydrants throughout the county that didn't exist. But even more importantly, he helped us to get the expanded water lines throughout the county, which delivered the volume and pressure to make these fire hydrants effective for fire departments. He understood that, how important that was to life in Warren County. And consequently, because of those commitments that he made and the volunteer firefighters have made over the years in their training and constant time that they spend on responding to fires, they've lowered their ISO. We couldn't have lowered the ISOs without the additional substations and things like that, but we couldn't have lowered them if we weren't delivering the ability to put the fire out once they got there. So delivering that water and installing those fire hydrants, miles, hundreds of miles of water lines over the years, really made a difference in the ISO rating, coming from a 10 when I first took office to now 6s and 5s, which is just incredible. Now, what's so incredible about that, just to translate what it means to have a 10 to a 6, means everyone in those fire districts are paying about 1/3 of the premium on their properties that they would have been paying if it stayed at 10. Wouldn't have happened, probably wouldn't have happened without the help of Glenn Ray Johnson and the Warren Water District. And very proud to have John Dix here today, who is the director of the Warren County Water District and one of Glenn Ray Johnson's biggest fans. During Glenn Ray Johnson's tenure, he also served as the Bowling Green Municipal Utilities and Warren County Water District's Joint Engineering, Planning, and Finance Committee from August 2020 until May 2022. That's a group of two board members from each board that actually meet to maintain the working relationship between those two boards, so that the water district, so that the county can continue to grow. The water district is a big impact on how our community continues to grow. Certainly we have to have transportation and good quality commutes, but we have to have water and we have to have sewer. And those things wouldn't happen without the professionalism of the Warren County Water District and the board members that are on there. And anyway, I'm so proud today to read this resolution for your all's acceptance. It says, "Now therefore be it resolved by the Fiscal Court of Warren County, Kentucky, Commonwealth of Kentucky, that the Warren Fiscal Court hereby expresses its gratitude to Glenn Ray Johnson for his dedication and service to the Alvaton Volunteer Fire Department, to the Warren County Water District, and to the citizens of Warren County, a lifetime commitment that we're so proud of. We have a motion and a second. Please call the roll. Squire McWhorter. Motion by Squire McWhorter, second.
We already have a motion.
We already have a second. We already have a motion and a second. So do we go ahead and call the roll?
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, I can't tell you how proud I am of the work that Glenn Ray did and the friendship that we enjoyed over 30 years, and his family. But I'd really like to get you all to come forward. I'd like to have John Dix come forward for a photograph, and also Bonnie Pearson, Mason Hamilton, and Jason Duckett. Would you like to come forward? I mean, he did a lot of what he did here impacted all the fire departments. It didn't just impact the Alvaton Volunteer Fire Department. It made a difference for everyone in the community. I'd love to get your own picture up here. Also, I want you to know that we had a number of the... Come on up here. Come on up here. Come on up.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Also want to let y'all know that I've had calls from every one of the other board members of the Water District expressing how much they appreciated Glenn Ray. And that's not something new. I've had calls over the last 30 years about what a great job Glenn Ray's done as a commissioner for the Water District. And I'm very proud to sign this resolution on behalf of Warren Fiscal Court. Thanks, Mason. Thank you, John. Item number 9 is to approve second and final reading of Ordinance 2227, rezoning property located at 888 Old Zion Church Road from agriculture to residential estate containing approximately 1.30 plus or minus acres and presently owned by Joseph E. and Nancy Crafton. Motion by Squire Lawrence, second by Squire Gorman. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter. Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 10 is to approve second and final reading of Ordinance 2228, rezoning property located at 0 Elrod Road, approximately 0.11 miles from Hunter's Crossing Way, from agriculture to single-family residential containing approximately 1.189 plus or minus acres and presently owned by Denny and Elizabeth Van Arsdale.
Motion.
Motion by Squire Cummings, second by Squire McWhorter. Discussion, questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Next item is to approve second and final reading of ordinance 2229, rezoning property located at 0 Cemetery Road, approximately .09 miles from Castle Heights Road, from agriculture to residential estate containing approximately .33 plus or minus acres and presently owned by Blue Jay Properties LLC in care of Elizabeth Valadez. You pronounce it for me.
I'd just like to make a motion.
All right, I have a motion by Squire Gorman, second by Squire Lawrence. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes,
Esquire
ma'am.
Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 12 is to approve second and final reading of ordinance 2230, rezoning property located at 0 Old Mount Pleasant School Road, approximately .19 miles from H.E. Johnson Road, from agriculture to residential estate containing approximately 15.7912 plus or minus acres and presently owned by Custom Design Build LLC in care of Darrell Oliver.
Motion.
Motion by Squire Cummings, second by Squire Young. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter. Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 13 is to approve the 211 report for April of 2022. Motion by Squire Lawrence, second by Squire Gorman. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Young.
Yes,
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter. Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 14 is to approve the determination in the amount of $12,749 for a 61-foot Ferris mower,
61 inches.
61 inches. That makes a lot more sense. But
We need a 61 footer, but I don't know.
yeah, that would be
There's
sweet.
a trailer for it.
But I thought that was a pretty good price for 61. Thank you, Brenda.
You're welcome.
Motion by Squire McWhorter,
Second.
second by Squire Lawrence. Discussion, questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter. Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Just for the future. Inches means two of those little things. Next item is to approve the updated rental fee schedule for the Warren County Parks Department.
Motion.
Motion by Squire Cummings, second by Squire Lawrence. Discussion, questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Young.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes,
Esquire
Yes,
Lawrence.
ma'am.
Item number 16 is to approve the first reading of ordinance 2231, rezoning property located at 187 Porter Thornton Road from agriculture to rural residential and rural residential or residential estate containing approximately 4.91 acres and presently owned by Christopher and Lindsay Walden.
Motion.
Motion by Squire Cummings, second by Squire McWhorter. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 17 is to approve first reading of ordinance 2232, rezoning property located at 10141 Alton Road from agriculture to plan unit development containing approximately 6.32 acres and presently owned by Bradley S. Kirby.
So moved.
Motion by Squire Young, second by Squire Lawrence. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 18 is to approve first reading of ordinance 2233, rezoning property located at 0 New Cut Road, approximately 46/100ths of a mile from H.E. Johnson Road, from agriculture to residential estate containing approximately 16.477 plus or minus acres and presently owned by Oliver and Hansborough Development Partners, LLC, in care of Ben Hansborough.
Motion.
Motion by Squire Cummings, second by Squire Young. Discussion, questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter. Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 19 is to approve order number 2210, surplusing property for the Warren County Regional Jail. Motion by Squire Young. Second by Squire Cummings. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 19 is to approve order 2210, surplusing property for the Warren County, Item number 20 is to approve the grant application for the Division of Waste Management from the Waste Tire Trust Fund and grant judge executive authority to sign all documents.
So, ma'am, McWhorter.
Motion by Squire McWhorter, second by Squire Young. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 21 is to approve first reading of ordinance 2234, authorizing a lighting agreement between Warren Rural Electric Cooperative Corporation and the Trace, Section 1.
Motion.
Motion by, who was that?
Cummings.
Motion by Squire Cummings, second by Squire Young. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter. Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 22 is to approve first reading of ordinance 2235, rezoning property located at 0 Smiths Grove, Scottsville Road, 0 Ayers Road, and 0 Porter Pike, approximately .08 miles from Three Forks Flat Rock Road, from agriculture to residential estate containing approximately 21.3059 plus or minus acres and presently owned by WCM Land LLC in care of Chris McGee.
So, ma'am, McWhorter.
Motion by Squire McWhorter,
Second.
second by Squire Young. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter. Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 23. Ordinance 2236, rezoning property located at 0 Double Springs Road, across from Grissom Court, from single-family residential and townhouse and multifamily residential to single-family residential containing approximately 23.27 acres and presently owned by Housing Authority of Bowling Green, Abraham Williams.
Motion.
Motion by Squire Lawrence and second by Squire Gorman. Now, y'all are just making that motion because Abraham's here, right?
Yes, sir.
You
Yes,
said
sir.
you weren't for it.
We just don't want him to talk. That's right, Dr. Abraham. I gave him a degree the other day.
Actually, I hate to do this to you, but would like Abraham to say a couple of words about this, because all of you all know what this is about, but I'm real proud of it and proud of what he's doing here with this. And Mr. Williams, would you mind just a short comment at the microphone on what your... Oh, that's fine. That's great. Great. That's even better.
I've never heard the word short in words from Abraham, so.
Thank you all so very much for giving this opportunity to rezone. We bought this property probably 20 years ago with the hope and dream to do home ownership. And because of you all helping us with this situation, especially $1 million coming from the county, it's a reality now. Our first process, we're going to build 40 new homes and later add 40 more. So again, from the Housing Authority, Bowling Green, and all the residents, thank you all so much. Short.
Thank you.
That was really short. That was amazing. That's an all-time record. No, we do appreciate it, and we're proud to be a small part of this. But it's going to make a difference in a bunch of people's lives. Home ownership, affordable home ownership, is almost a thing of the past, and this gives people an opportunity to participate in that American dream that wouldn't have had an opportunity without this. Thank you. Okay, we have a motion and a second. Call the roll.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter. Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 24 is to grant authority to advertise for the following: 2201 aggregate materials, 2202 emulsified asphalt, 2203 metal drainage pipe, 2204 signs, 2205 gasoline and diesel fuel, 2206 tree trimming, 2207 bituminous asphalt for resurfacing roads, 2208 drywall well services, and 2209 on-call engineering services.
Motion.
Motion by Squire Cummings, second by Squire Young. Discussion or questions? Does that cover everything back there, Mr. Moore? All righty. Please call the roll.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes,
Esquire
ma'am.
Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 25 is to approve resolution 2215 to grant authority to apply for a Homeland Security grant for the Warren County Sheriff's Department for fiscal security equipment. Motion by Squire Cummings, second by Squire Lawrence. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 26 is to approve resolution 2216 to grant authority to apply for a Homeland Security grant for Warren County Emergency Management for a mobile command post.
So moving order.
Motion by Squire McWhorter, second by Squire Cummings. Discussion or questions? Ronnie's already stepped out, but no further questions. Please call the roll.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter. Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 27 is to approve emergency determination in the amount of $1,100 to Larry Heimer Plumbing for replacement of a water heater in Suite 3 of Sugar Maple Square.
Motion.
Motion by Squire Lawrence, second by Squire Gorman. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter. Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 28 is to approve budget transfers for Warren County. Motion by Squire Gorman, second by Squire McWhorter. Discussion, questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter. Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 29 is to approve the April 2022 Treasurers Report. Motion by Squire Young, second by Squire Cummings. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter. Esquire
Yes, ma'am.
Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 30, to grant judge executive authority to sign lease agreement with the Western Kentucky University and White Squirrel Weather for 2010 Ford 250 from Warren County Emergency Management and Warren County Fire Departments.
Motion.
Motion by Squire Cummings, second by Squire Lawrence. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes,
Esquire
ma'am.
McWhorter. Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 31 is to approve Order 2211, appointing Vince Berta to the Warren County Water District Board effective June 1st.
Motion.
Motion by, I think that was Squire Lawrence, and second by Squire McWhorter. Discussion, questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter. Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 32 is to grant judge executive authority to sign application to purchase state right-of-way from Kentucky Transportation Cabinet, Northern Gateway for Beautify 65. Is a former location of the old rest stop, southbound rest stop there at exit 30 now, or right below exit 30. Joe, would you, I should have moved this up for you. I apologize. I just didn't get that done. Anyway, this is, y'all are familiar with this, is like 9 acres and almost 10 acres there at exit 30, where there'll be improvements made similar to what is just below exit 20 coming in from the south. This will be on the the southbound side coming in from the north with similar type of arrangements with the welcome to Bowling Green, Warren County that you see at exit 20 or just below exit 20. Anyway, I'm really excited about this, and this is something that, of course, we're participating in the long-term maintenance on it, and it's something that all the improvements are being made with private funds, private donations. So we're very thankful to Operation Pride, and particularly Johnny Webb for raising all the funds and overseeing this. And we're thankful to Joe Plunk for his assistance in getting this arranged for us to take advantage of, really, I guess it's considered surplus property for the state.
Motion.
Motion by Squire Cummings, second by Squire Young. Discussion or question, any other further discussion or questions? Mr. Plunk, did you want to say? Okay. All right, there being no further comments or questions, please call the roll.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter. Esquire
Yes, ma'am.
Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 33 is to approve the determination in the amount of $3,707.36 to Reynolds Sealing and Striping for 4-inch double yellow lines on Memphis Junction Road, single source. Well, it's actually a state price contract.
Motion.
Motion by Squire Cummings, second by Squire Young. Any discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, item number 34 is to accept negotiated bid from Scott Murphy and Daniel in the amount of $2,452,682 for the construction of the new road department facility. I know Mr. Moore is excited about getting this started. And Billy Joe Simmons is here, our road superintendent. I know that this is something that we should have started 6 months ago, but we just haven't had the ability to get that done. Negotiating the terms of their actual initial bid has saved us $500,000 or so. It was worth the time. I say it's worth the time. If we'd done it 6 months ago, the interest rates would be lower, and so maybe it wasn't. Who knows? But anyway, I think we've done the very best that we could under the circumstances, and this is going to be a drastic improvement for Billy Joe and for all the men at the people, all the men and women at the road department. And we appreciate all the hard work that you, Josh Murphy, and all the guys that have worked on this to get this down to where we can pull the trigger on this.
Motion.
Motion by Squire Cummings, second by Squire McWhorter. Discussion, questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Young. Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter. Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you want to say anything on this, Josh? I know that you're dying to. I'm just enjoying
No, I
watching.
mean, you said it correct, Judge. You know, balancing, trying to reduce our scope to get the costs down, also being mindful of material costs going up, labor costs going up, and I think we've hit it at about as good of a time as we can. The schedule that Scott Murphy and Daniel put together looks like we'll be able to get in this building by the end of this year, which is crucial for us. So I've already spoken to those guys, and we're bush hogging and finish up mowing today, so that as soon as we can start emptying a few things out and they can get the demolition contractors, we're going to move as quickly as we can on this to get the ball rolling. So most of you guys know it's about 13,000 square foot building, which is a little bit bigger than what we're in right now. It gives us some room to grow, kind of keeps us centralized in all of our equipment in one location, which will help Billy Joe in just managing all the work that goes on down there. So definitely appreciate you, Judge, and all the magistrates that we've worked with on getting this done. It's definitely a long time coming, but I think it's good for us. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Josh.
Judge, I would like to personally thank Josh and Billy Joe for the hard work that they put in to get this done. You know, looking at the property that we bought and working with the guys at the road department to see what their needs were, and you know, everything takes time, but we wanted to do it right one time and be done with this job. So grateful for these individuals and their hard work.
Thank you. Any other comments, questions?
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter. Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Here again, I find myself needing to make an apology. I should have moved this up on the agenda. But this is to approve the Warren County Library Usage Agreement for Meeting Room Number 2 at Buchanan Park Tennis Facility. This is for a 24-month term. So, Mr. Comer.
Holly? Yep, Miss Rice. We
Miss
travel,
Rice.
We travel in a team. We travel in a team. Miss Rice is awesome to have on the team. What we're doing with this, Judge, is that when we built the tennis facility, a part of that build and that project is to try to have multi-usage components in that building. And in discussions with Miss Rice and her team at the library, which we've been working with them now for several years, she has an absolutely wonderful team, and she does an amazing job with the programming that she does at the library with Courtney and the entire staff. We felt that it was a good strategic move at this time as the library is looking for a location to better serve the public in that part of the county, which is having explosive growth just in and around the park area itself, to where they needed a satellite branch. And by utilizing that meeting room space, I'm going to let Lisa kind of tell you what their plans are, but we're going to hopefully be able to allow them to have a satellite branch of the Warren County Library at that location to serve the constituents within that part of Warren County. It's going to also benefit the Parks Department because we are jointly doing multiple programs, as we mentioned before, together. And so we have an indoor playground at that location, which is staying busy. We actually have an indoor storybook program at all of our gyms and all of our indoor locations. And we are basically interconnected with the public library in all of the Thrive programming that we're doing throughout Warren County. So with that being said, I'm really excited about this partnership and just look forward to working with Ms. Rice and her team. The energy, the vibe that they bring, and to see that vibe carry over into our staffing and different components and different facilities that we have is absolutely an amazing thing to watch. So Ms. Rice.
Well, I feel like he has summed it up very well, and we sort of joke around the library that if you hang around with us too long, we'll turn you into a librarian, and we have. But we have very strategically, over the last decade, I would say, laid out a plan to reach as many people in our county as possible. And we have taken on the approach in the last few years of creating these satellite libraries, which is a very efficient way to bring library services to different parts of our community or to different communities that cannot reach our other physical locations where we can share space. We have satellite libraries in the Boys and Girls Club, the Parker Bennett Community Center, the Foundry. We are in talks with Hotel Inc. And we are very much looking forward to reaching this part of our county with a satellite library as well to bring services to those residents in that part of our county. So.
I think this is a great idea, and I think that the satellite libraries must be working well because the library in most cases is a destination. And this is kind of a destination or a convenience while you're there. And that new facility is packed all the time. It's amazing. I've never been out there that the inside playground wasn't busy as heck. I mean, and I'm sure that they probably have birthday parties and everything else around that, but it's an extraordinary facility that attracts a lot of people from all over the county.
It is really, we feel like the perfect marriage to approach the entire, all of the needs of every child in that area and every adult in that area, from entertainment to education to recreation. We really believe that that is a great mission, and the Parks Department has been the perfect partner to make that our dreams come true in reaching all those folks.
I agree. We're proud to have you involved, and Chris kind of alluded to the enthusiasm and excitement is contagious with everyone else, and I think you two are great to feed off of each other.
We're trying to keep up with them.
But yeah, that's what those ones have the energy.
Thank you all. Thank you so much. Any questions, anyone?
Just thanks for the leadership, Lisa.
We do? We don't have a motion? We have a motion by Squire Gorman.
That's right.
And a second by Squire Lawrence.
Yeah, but Lisa does a fantastic job directing that. Courtney can take the rest of the day off, but it was great. So, but they do a great job, and it's a great partnership, and thank you for your commitment to the community. Yep.
You get those two together, it's a powerful combination.
I agree.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter. Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
And again, I wish we'd had it on the agenda a little better order, but I'm sure you enjoyed everything else that transpired over the last hour or so. All right, will the treasurer please present the claims to the court?
General fund, $657,835. Road fund, $23,284. Jail fund, $148,239. and Stormwater Fund, $51,547. You have to answer any questions.
Make a motion, we pay the claims as submitted.
Motion by Squire Young to pay claims as submitted.
Second.
Second by Squire Cummings. Discussion or questions? Let's call the roll.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter. Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Sheriff Hightower, how are you this morning?
Very well, Judge. I really don't have much. Just everybody continue to have the family and the community of Jody Cash, the chief deputy of Shot Hills. And they're having his funeral tomorrow. And just keep them in your thoughts and prayers.
Certainly, our thoughts and prayers are with him and his family. Ms. Yates, did you have an uneventful last couple of weeks?
But I did want to say we are certifying our election. If any of you didn't know, we had that little election on Tuesday, but we will be certifying that here shortly today. And I wanted to congratulate all of our candidates, but my main purpose is I want to send out a thank you to all of our election officers, to all of our staff in the county, Chris, Stephen, Josh, James, everyone helped with this. And it took all of us to make it happen. So I want to thank everyone that did help out. Like I said, our election officers are amazing. It's something that they only do twice a year. They get a 2-hour training for it, but they feel their service that they want to serve Warren County. So we really appreciate that. And we'll be all moving forward to November, and if anyone wants to serve as election officers, you can always call our office. And we just, like I said, I just want to thank everyone that was involved.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Y'all did a great job. I only had 2 calls, people that didn't know there was an election going on, and they couldn't figure out why they couldn't get to their precinct.
We had a few show up at precincts that I said, you know, we've tried to publish it everywhere that we could. Always there are some that, but I think they ended up getting to vote after they realized that Potter Gray was not a center anymore. They did get out to vote and everything was good, so.
Yeah. I thought it went smooth.
The vote centers really do. I think for the majority of Warren County, they do like it better. It's just more convenient. We do have so many ballot faces at these locations that can be a little bit of a problem, and we're going to work around some issues on that. But like I said, for the most part, we heard positive results for everything on Tuesday.
I did too. Thank you
Thank
very
you
much
all.
for your hard work. Jayla Harmon? Mr. Comer?
Thank you, Judge.
Mr. Moore?
Thank you,
You have plenty to do now? Nikki, do you have anything you'd like to share with us today? I know you're busy as all get out. Mr. Pearson, you never slow down.
We're still working the tornado incident with some family, and we're narrowing our list that are in motel rooms. Unfortunately, we still have some there that we're working through the governor's office and FEMA to try to get those accommodated, but we're making progress. But I did want to say thank you for the resolution for Glenn Ray. He's a great guy, did a lot for this community, and on behalf of the family, thank you very much.
Thank you, Ronnie. Now there's a tree planting out at Jennings Creek today that I think you'll want to be at about noon. Mr. Loving is not with us. Ms. Lewis, how are you?
Good, thank you, Judge.
Do you have anything you'd like to report, or?
Well, congratulations to all the candidates. That was not an easy thing to run for office, so I commend everyone who ran.
Mr. Appling?
Yes, sir. I just want to say that the honor given to Max Shaw was very deserving. He's an excellent engineer and a valiant to Warren County and a good friend of mine. So I thought it was a very well-deserved honor for him.
Thank you.
Rest of things are going good, and thank you.
Thank you, sir. How's business over there? Is it still staying up?
Real busy.
That's good. Mr. Peterson, are you on here?
We got Rachel.
Ah, okay, come in here. Nothing? No good news? That's good. Okay, I'll accept that. Mr. Markram, are you on here? I don't see him. Okay. Chief Duckett?
Thank you, Judge.
Chief Hamilton? Nothing? All right. Squire Lawrence?
Yeah, Judge, I'd just like to say I had a great experience voting this time. It didn't take, I'd say maybe 5 minutes from the time I walked in the door to 3 minutes until the time I walked out. I think Lynette done a great job with her elections this year, and I was really glad to see that. And congratulations to all the people that prevailed in the elections. I know it's hard to run an election. I've been through several of them myself, and it's quite a turmoil inside your body at the very last few minutes of the election, last few days. I know my buddy Doug here, he knows about it. He did a great job in this last election, I'll tell you that much. So that's all I got, Judge.
He did. I'm glad he squeaked by. Squire Gorman, you have anything?
Judge, just quickly, honored and humbled by the results this week. But what I want to talk about is just be on the watch next week, so it's important to us. But we were able to, on a personal note, we were able to provide 6 $5,000 scholarships to local high school kids going to WKU in honor of my daughter Brittany, and we have a little ceremony next week, and you'll start seeing it all over social media, and that's what's that's a pretty great thing. And also did a $15,000 sponsorship for a nonprofit partner, so that's great. We'll be announcing plans this summer for our 5th annual Birdies for Brittany, and I want to take the opportunity to say that. I hope everyone has a safe Memorial Day weekend, and again, thank you to Lynette for all of and her entire staff for all the hard work, and for the citizens of this community that come out and that work the polls. They did a great job as well. So again, thank you so much.
Squire Cummings?
Want to send thanks out to Lynette and your staff. Y'all did an amazing job, so thank you for the election you held and pulled off, and very well. Want a personal thank you for the people who supported me and allowed me now 4 more years to serve the people of Warren County, so thank you very much. Reminder, Soapbox Derby starts tonight. We try to have the first pool to come down the hill at 5:30, so come out and support these kids. It's an exciting time for them. Our 27th year for the Soapbox Derby is be a good time. And I know you walked in quietly, but I want to acknowledge that the one and only Phil Moore is in the house today. So
Hey, Phil.
appreciate it. Well, thank you.
Squire Young?
Thank you, Judge. I too would like to congratulate not only the winners, but all those that participated in the election this past. Democracy at work. And thanks to Lynette for a great job. I too had a great experience at Sugar Maple voting. Smooth. It did, I'm sure it did. And all those that worked the polls, thank them too.
Ms. Bessinger?
Thank you, Judge.
Mr. Burrow?
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Judge.
Judge Smith?
Thank you so much.
All righty. Our next regular scheduled fiscal court meeting is June 10th, 9 a.m. here in the courtroom. I have to ask this quick question. Do we have a scheduled bricklaying for the tent?
No, sir.
Yet? Don't have one yet?
Not yet.
Okay, all right. Well, if that happens, I'll let y'all know. And certainly, I want to again express our concern, thoughts, and prayers to Glenn Ray Johnson's family, particularly his wife Barbara, and let them know how much we appreciate Glenn Ray and that and how much we'll all miss him. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Motion by Squire Lawrence, second by Squire Gorman.